welcome to the stream, everyone. Good to see y'all on this Wednesday afternoon. Today we are going to be playing, or I guess playing, some more Solstice today. If you were here for the last stream, I'm sorry. Late? No, I'm not late. Also, hi Cap. Welcome to the stream. I'm not late. I got here like at 6 sharp. Okay. But as I was saying, if you're here for the last stream, I apologize for that stream. It didn't go nearly as well as I thought it would. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Probably the worst stream I've ever had. But that's okay. Because, you know, it was worth trying. And, you know, sometimes all the things you try don't work. So we know better for next time, which is today, actually. So, since I uploaded the VOD and I realized that you couldn't hear anything, so let me summarize what happened in the last stream, plot-wise. We found out Lev was killed, right? That was the important thing. Lev died. What I can't remember anybody's names. Yanni and Dallin know that they know each other's secret motives now. They got trapped in a room by the saboteur, and there's only one safeguard left before the entire dome blows up. Oh, and Yanni needs to give a, was told by Igsgard? What is his name? Istvan. Istvan gave Yanni the ultimatum that she needed to come up with a perpetrator to pin everything on, or she, like, dies or something. I think that's what's going on. So yeah. That's what's up. So, I decided, I won't do what I did last time, but, I guess I can stand up for this from now on. So, you know, to give it at least something. It's like a pseudo voiceover stream, you know? I decided to put my mic over here as well. If that ends up being an audio issue, let me know. And also, I increased the output resolution on the stream. I don't know if you've seen a difference in quality. I don't even know if that's how that works. But in theory, the stream should look better now. There should be more pixels. But without further ado, let's go on and get the stream started, shall we? Boosh. What? Kramer? From hit television show Seinfeld? Kramer? What's going on in there? Oh, I don't think I pronounced that the way you wanted me to. Checking audio. Is everything right? Does everything sound right, chat? Can you hear everything? Good levels? Good angles? Testing, testing. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's pick up where we left off. So, what just happened, actually? So, it's beginning to collapse. Safety mechanisms are down. They think Gallon was following him. I wonder if these have been important. My summary basically summed up all the important parts that I remembered, so. Hey, it's my favorite defrosted person. I was looking for you. We need to talk. Aw. Are we breaking up already? Don't worry, it's not you, it's me. Are you drunk again? Have you forgotten we have an investigation to conclude? We? I've had enough drama for today. Besides, you're Istvon's new pet. You deal with it. That's exactly what I'm doing. Why were you following Lev that night? And please, spare me the sob story about being a responsible doctor. Shit. I thought he was involved in what was happening with the system. As it turns out, I was right. We found him in a hidden chamber where he had been performing some kind of ritual. Quite a feat for a deranged old man. Seems so. Find anything else while following him? Yanni, you know as much as I do. His routine was erratic and it was impossible to make any sense of his escapades. What about the last one he took? Did you follow him then as well? I didn't. I gave up at that point. Last night, Lev was in bad shape. Why did you let him leave? I'm obligated to help, but I can't force people to be treated. Lev was going through some kind of manic episode and wouldn't listen to reason. I could have tried knocking him unconscious, but that seemed a bit too cruel. If knocking a patient out is the only solution that comes to your mind, perhaps you're not as skilled as you think you are. I gave him a concoction, something for the pain combined with a powerful healing agent. What was in it? Corona or Cena? Oh, you can't say that, Gallon. Without getting too technical, it works wonders when brewed with love and goodwill. Sem met him afterwards and said Lev behaved like he was intoxicated. Could your potion have that effect? What can I say? It's heavy stuff. So yes. He just gave him alcohol. Gave Lev a powerful healing agent with intoxicating side effects. Okay. Before you say anything, please mind that making your patient woozy is a small price for closing their wounds overnight. One last thing. The city plans are missing. Do you know anything about that? You lost them? We still have our copies in the Academy vaults. Don't be ridiculous. I'm talking about the documents that were left with the families. Sorry, love. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm not as close to Istvon as some people. Let me adjust this right quick. How's this? Is this better? The Chancellor told me you rarely use plans, but it's hard for me to believe you wouldn't seek them in a time of crisis. We have our ways of getting by without them. And yet, you have no idea where the control chamber is. You know I don't. Someone is masking its location. Really? You failed to mention that before. Because you don't believe in this stuff. The saboteur has way too much knowledge about rituals for me to feel comfortable. You mean someone is keeping it secret using magic? We have a magician on our hands. It's Lev. Lev is actually alive and used a magic to make a clone of himself, which he then killed to act as a diversion. Yes. So if your tricks don't work, you still need plans, just like everyone else. I didn't take them. I had no idea you lot left a copy here in the city. It doesn't seem wise, though, does it? I won't discuss our procedures with you. Besides, they were encrypted. I'm telling you for the last time. I didn't know about the plans. Get on with your witch hunt somewhere else. Stop overreacting. I'm done for now. So tell me, friend, should I wear something special for tonight's ceremony? Something flammable for the stake? Oh, please. It's not all about you, you know. See you tonight, Gallon. You know what? Oh, screw it. Great. Just great. I thought I heard your voice, Yanni. Oh, where's Gallon? His stew's ready. He stormed out. He looked disturbed when I came here. Frankly, you don't look too well either. I'm very tired is all. Things don't add up. Istvan wants results tonight, and I haven't even had a chance to sleep since that damn party. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm complaining to you when you just learned. Don't worry about it, you poor thing. Yesterday was a shock, but I came to terms with the fact that I lost Lev years ago. This was the inevitable conclusion. So, how's your investigation going? Do you have anything to satisfy Istvan? I really shouldn't talk to you about... Or... Actually... It's not like it's a real investigation anymore. It wouldn't change anything. It'll make you feel better, at least. I guess. You know, you used to be at the top of my list of suspects. Then I saw your reaction at the bathhouse, and now I feel stupid. Sorry. No need to apologize, Yanni. I know this is usually how such cases go. You were doing what was expected of an investigator. Thank you. Then I thought about Yakone. She has a reason to hate the city. There's the tribes and the whole Kala taboo. She didn't do it. I met her today. She asked a lot of questions, and I realized I misjudged their relationship. I think Yakone was the closest thing to Lev's friend in these last years, no matter how much she tries to hide it. She's always distancing herself from her roots, like there's something shameful. Tonight, people in this city hate, or at best, look down on the tribes. Lev was the only one who was genuinely interested in her culture, even if for wrong reasons. I can't see how she could ever harm him. Are you sure? I still have some suspicions. I am. Please, Yanni, leave her out of this. If she did anything, it would be on Istvan's order. Istvan, I'm afraid, is at the top of my list right now. He has a reasonable motive and enough power to make someone disappear. Not to mention that he insists on sweeping this under the rug as swiftly as possible. Oh. Merciful chances. Please don't tell me you know something. He offered to take care of Lev before. In his eyes, my husband was nothing but a burden. I didn't think he was being serious, but I always told him not to even think of it. But now, all he cares about are the stars and those devices of his. He's become so disconnected, like Lev. When this whole thing happened, my first thought was that Istvan was involved. He scares me, and I don't know what to think anymore. Slavis's Istvan has threatened to take care of Lev before. She's afraid of him. I mean, if you weren't afraid of him before, like, what were you doing, right? I mean, it's definitely Istvan, right? Like, there's no shot that it isn't. I mean, he's the main antagonist. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this situated so that it's out of the way, but it's like angled up, you know? How about that? Will this do? Was it fine before? I don't know. I know how that feels. Just today I realized Galen is a prime suspect too. Don't be absurd. That boy's helped me more than anybody else in this forsaken town. Think about it. A doctor and a volunteer investigator. The last person anyone would ever suspect. A perfect position to tamper with evidence too. We know so little. We don't even know the exact cause of death. We have to rely on Galen for that. But why, Yanni? Why would he harm Lev? That's the problem. He's the only person with a sensible motive. Without getting into details, Lev was getting too close to secrets that Galen's mentors would prefer to keep hidden. He could have also endangered the city unintentionally. Galen is a skilled poison maker and had an opportunity to administer who knows what to Lev when he treated him. Nobody would second guess a doctor. Uh-oh. Guys, chat. We kept the poison. You remember? Remember when we did that? Yikes. Well, I hope they don't investigate Galen's room. Because, well, it's not like they would know what it is anyway, right? Surely. Even if he didn't mean to harm Lev, who knows how Lev's body would react given the state he was in. I refuse to believe it. I know people, and I know that boy really wanted to help me. He cared, Yanni. I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud, and it all adds up more than I'd like. You're just tired. You're overthinking things. Maybe. I know it would be easier to point to Sem and be done with it. Sem? Wouldn't that be what Istvan wants? To put a well-known and despised criminal in prison? He could as well be the one who did it. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I should do. I don't know either. Frankly, I'm not even sure I want to know who killed my poor husband. If it was even murder at all. People in this city are like family to me, and all families have their dark secrets. If one of them harmed Lev, I'd rather stay ignorant. I can't help you with your investigation. But there's one thing I can do for you. Yes? We have comfortable rooms upstairs. They're all free during the dead season. I'll give you a key so you can at least catch a few hours of sleep. Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you. You're welcome. And don't worry about anything. I'll wake you up before evening. Or I'm gonna get murdered in my sleep. Oop. Just like that, Yanni was the Inquisitor and I was a suspect. A poet once wrote that there is nothing worse than self-righteousness. Now I understand what she meant. You know what? I was just gonna say, you know what character we haven't seen in a long time? Nana Geed. The voodoo-looking lady from the very beginning. I was like, you know, we haven't seen that character in a while. I wonder what she's up to. She hasn't even ever appeared physically, as far as I know. Just like in Galen's mind or whatever, right? Imagine if it was her. Imagine if it was Nana. It better not be. That'd be the cop-out of the century. I'll be pissed. I knew Nana Geed would scold me for doing something rash, but I was running out of time. I decided to make use of the greenhouse's access to the waters to try an improvised ritual. My goal was to counteract the damage done by the saboteur, and the plant I saved from the frost earlier was going to help. We saved the poison, didn't we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saved the poison. So, I don't know if that's really going to help. Maybe he thinks that he has the healing one left. But it's like, oops, my player's a dumbass. The ritual was going surprisingly well. I work fast under pressure. Unless I'm interrupted, that is. Oh. Almost there. And... No, no, no! I need you to be a good potion and do it exactly as I tell you. Spirits, I can't even tell if it's working. The door was open. Shit, you startled me. I didn't hear you knocking. Sorry, I didn't knock. I know Yanni interrogated you. Gossip sure flies around here. Is that why you came? I wanted to check up on you now that you've been officially labeled a suspect. I swear, everyone's suddenly so keen on making me the next victim of this collective insanity. So you're not here to arrest me? Of course not. Although, whatever it is you're doing right now is pretty suspicious. It is. If you must know, I was planning to do something completely crazy. A ritual with no preparation, no support, and no guidance. One that isn't even on the books. A secret ritual? No wonder Yanni marked you as suspect. Oh yes, this is me taking revenge. Now that she's blown my cover, I'm gonna bring this whole city down with my exotic magic. Irony is a poor shield, but you don't have to worry about me. I don't believe you're the saboteur. Good. If you try to stop me, I'd be forced to unleash my powers and... Don't you ever get tired of that sarcastic front? Teasing people is my second favorite pastime. But you're right, there's no time for this. I should concentrate on finishing what I started. If you let me, that is. I'm not gonna stop you. I have my own list of suspects, and you're not on it. Thanks for not making this more difficult. Still, I find the fact that you managed to keep your magic skills a secret a little disturbing. Whatever I did for a reason, so relax. Yeah, I know some craft, but I'm not gonna hurt anyone. Unless I lose focus due to all the mistrust in the air. Accidents might happen then. Then I'll just have to trust you. Besides, I've always been curious about magic. I love to watch you work and maybe pick your brain about it afterwards. It's a deal, Captain. What? I didn't agree to that. You weren't even gonna give me an option? Wait, what did we just add? Wow, we really know, like, literally nothing about Kasaya. I mean, I guess because we have avoided him as much as possible, but... Now that's settled, let's get to work. For this number, I'll be needing a volunteer from the audience. Anyone? What now? You're going to help me with my insanely risky and possibly suicidal ritual. Seriously, Gallon, at this point I can't tell whether you're messing with me. Relax. It's perfectly safe. I bet you tell that to every guy, and then they end up with a nasty rash. Ha! Touché, sir. Frankly, all I need you to do is stand by the door and make sure nobody disturbs me. I was hoping for chanting. I have a lovely singing voice. Oh well, Destiny's caught up with me again. Once a guard, always a guard. It helps more than you know. I hate doing this kind of thing alone. Talking actually helps me focus. But your enthusiasm truly is heartwarming. Thanks, Kasaya. The way I see it, you're teetering on the edge of a disaster. I never said it before, but I believe you can make a difference. So, of course I want to help. I appreciate it. Now, let me get back to this wayward potion. If you prefer to talk as you work, you can explain the ritual to me. Don't blame me if you get bored. Alright, in order to affect the city system, I need direct contact with the waters. Luckily, the designers were a thoughtful lot and placed access points all over, including this very greenhouse. Hardly a control room, but I can work my craft from here. There's a magical access point right inside the quarters of our good doctor, who happens to be a magician. Convenient indeed. So, what's next? Are you actually guarding the door, Kasaya? Or what? Probably not, given how useless you usually are. Also, is his hand always on his sword like that? Or is that new? Because it's making me a little nervous. The potion I'll be using... Oh no. Chat, alright, listen, I'm predicting it now. Kasaya is going to backstab us right now. He's gonna backstab us because he's been trying to get close to us, right? He's been trying to get close to Gallon. You know, buddying up to him. Getting Gallon distracted while he's talking. Right before this big trial. He's got a sword. Kasaya's gonna kill Gallon. Watch. That's my official prediction. The potion I'll be using now is an extract of sweet anise. Sounds like something old ladies have with their tea and biscuits. Old ladies, or old men for that matter, shouldn't come anywhere near it. This plant is highly toxic and used as a key ingredient of some of the most effective poisons known to my people. It's a killing potion then. What exactly are you gonna do with it? Pour it into the water system, of course. If that's another joke, then it's really... Fear not. I know exactly what I'm doing. It'll be completely safe for everybody, except the saboteur. You're telling me I won't die the next time I take a sip or wash my hands? How? I'll ask it nicely not to harm anyone, save for those who perform pernicious rituals. Then I really hope you're as good at it as you think, for your sake and mine. You worry too much. I'm using just a few drops, so even if I fail, they'll dissolve in my trough. I also have plenty of antidote ready should anything go awry. Do what you must. Alright. This may be a bit strange to you. What? I don't feel any... Oh, for hell's sake! Spirits! These waters are brimming with curse. I swear it's like stabbing a stingray with a blunt harpoon. Alright, I'm almost done. Try not to vomit. I'll do my best. And we're done. The process was more violent than I expected. You did well, considering it was your first time. I never knew magic was so bad for the stomach. Did it work? Honestly, I have no idea. All I can discern right now is that I've managed to do something. But nothing is happening. Which is a very good sign. Rituals are a bit like surgery. If the job's botched, you can tell right away, because either the patient or the doctor starts bleeding uncontrollably. I had no idea herbalists could be so dangerous. This is much more than simple herbalism, but you're right. We are not to be trifled with. Yanni would agree, I'm sure. She's prejudiced and mistrusts anything she can't put into numbers. Which makes me wonder, why do you trust me? I don't trust anyone completely, but I'm almost sure you're not the saboteur. Of course I'm not. The way I see it, there's only one person who benefits from this mess. Istvan, the Iron Tyrant ruling through fear and intrigue. A bold statement. It's hard to imagine any rational reason for him destroying the fruit of his labor. On the other hand, he's hardly the same cold, calculating man he used to be. Even Slava admits stargazing is much more than just a pastime for him. Bro, could you imagine if Istvan is the guy trying to bring down the dome, and the only reason he wants the dome to go away is so that he can see the stars better? That would be an ultra giga Chad move right there. I'm going to kill everybody so I can see Big Ben. Wait, so I can see Big Dipper more clearly. It's worth it. You think he's going crazy? Ha! You're inquisitive today. I've nothing to lose. That's not true, Gallon, but alright. If you must know, I do think Istvan is a major suspect. Him and one other person. I've suspected Istvan for a while now. I even prepared something special to investigate his curious love for astronomy. Kasaya thinks Istvan is not entirely sane. Yeah, probably not. Really? Whatever it was, I hope you were careful. He's not keen on being spied on. Oh, chat. So I don't know how close we are to like a big reveal, but do you have any predictions for what's gonna happen? Do you have any thoughts who the saboteur is? I'm curious. I don't think I've asked you yet. No worries. So who's number 2? Someone with a really good motive. Well done, detective. You can laugh, but assuming every villain has a motive is an error of judgment. Istvan may not have one at all. Or maybe he does, but it's utterly irrational. Insane, even. I got that. That would mean the other suspect is someone with a rational goal? Hardly. A crime of passion is a possibility, but unlike madness, being driven by emotion is something we can understand and, who knows, maybe even empathize with. Spirits, you're circling like a hungry shark. Just tell me who you think it is. I really can't point at anyone with so little information, but my gut tells me it's someone driven by both reason and passion. Huh. Reason and passion. Laura? In other words, the saboteur wants revenge. Revenge on the city. Who would want revenge on the... Well, everybody would want revenge on the city. That doesn't narrow it down very much, does it? Just about everybody in the city got screwed over by it. I can't believe you don't have a prime suspect. You spent much more time with these people than I have. That's exactly why I can't pick any of them. They all have a motive, Galen. You're telling me they're all potentially mass murderers? Potentially. This is a city of broken lives. Some wish to be liberated from it. Others revel in being imprisoned. There's freedom in not being able to decide for ourselves. A dependency that feels a lot like... liberation. I can see you're speaking from the heart. You read me well as usual. But you know what, Captain? Despite being a newcomer, I can already empathize with that sentiment. You're right. And my statement wasn't accurate. It's not true that they all have a motive. We all have one. You mean compacts. Luckily, we have our genius technician to be the voice of justice. No, I'm not being fair. Yanni's intelligent enough to realize she's playing a part in a farce. But is she smart enough to see the truth? What truth? There is no such thing as justice. Not here. I'll see you tonight. Goodbye, Galen. And good luck. I rushed towards the marketplace, partially because I wanted to avoid any unnecessary unrest, but mostly to get it over with. I had no definite proof, yet I had to point to someone, fully aware this meant sentencing them to a very unpleasant fate. Except, perhaps, for Istvan. Money and contacts would ensure his safety in prison, possibly a decent level of comfort. Even if he hadn't killed Lev, he had enough on his conscience to justify conviction. Excuse me. But my life would take a sharp turn for the worse if I challenged the most powerful man in town. My remaining choices weren't much better. Putting Galen in prison would rid myself of an annoying yet valuable ally. While the city system is a technical wonder, I would be a fool to deny the importance of the waters. Murderer or not, Galen was the only one who understood their flow, aside from the saboteur. The only reasonable choice, the one that took both the mission and self-preservation into account, was sentencing Sem. He would make a fine scapegoat, and no one would be the wiser. Reason had me one step away from blaming an innocent man and letting a killer walk free. Okay, so this is the big choice, chat. This is the big moment. Where we choose who dies. I don't know what to think, honestly. I mean, Galen was in the room with Yanni when the thing happened, right? When the second safeguard was taken down. So, I mean, that means it literally can't be him, right? Unless he, like, I don't know, use telepathy or something to do it, like remotely. I suppose there's nothing that could stop him from doing it, like, timed. Maybe. Istvan just seems too obvious, you know, because he's been painted as the villain, basically. The letters had stationery on it, like stationery from him, you know? He wanted to get rid of Lev before, and doesn't really have any problem with killing people. And he would have knowledge of that secret room, too. And Sem, you know, the dogs, he had dog bites on his arm. And he's a convicted criminal, or he's a former criminal. I don't know. I think they all have... I think they're all a decent choice. Well, except for Gallon. I don't know about Gallon. I think I'm kind of ruling him out right now. I don't think it's possible for it to have been Gallon. Although he does know. Well, he came here. He came here to fix the dome, right? So surely it's not him. Right now, I think the most obvious one is Istvan, but then we're screwed. Oh no. Can we start already? Agreed, for once. This is starting to feel like a fair show. Finding the culprit is not an easy task, so please bear with me. I'll be as brief as I can. I asked the three of you here as you were the last people to see Lev alive. What do you mean? I know for a fact Istvan spent that night in his study, like he usually does. Istvan gave orders to have Lev beaten up. His guards acted on his behalf, meaning that he had indirect contact. As for Gallon and Sem, they both saw the victim in person. Someone also tried to set up a trap for Gallon and me using Istvan's stationery. It seems too obvious, but perhaps it was a double bluff. True, leaving a piece of evidence with your name on it does seem a tad amateurish, but it's also possible someone was expecting us to die and never tell the tale. I wouldn't play around with letters and traps. Perhaps. You have a motive, however. It's no secret you resented both this city and Slava's late husband. Resentment is something I know a lot about. I'm beginning to feel it now. Not only did Lev trespass onto family property, but he also made Slava unhappy. And we all know that you care for her. And we all know that you care about her. I can't wait to hear my dirty secrets. Just let her finish. There's one more thing that incriminates Istvan. Lev's journal. You got your hands on it? He kept it with him at all times, but I couldn't find it on his body. Slava found it, but that's not important now. What is important is that Lev mentions a mentor, someone he refers to as I. This person taught him magic and many of the city's secrets, including the location of the hidden chamber he was found in. Lev was probably used by the saboteur to further their destructive agenda. You think it was Istvan? He's the only one whose name starts with an I. Is this what the city is paying you for? Rumors and vague speculations? Well, it's you who insisted on solving this case in such a short time frame. I'm doing what I can. You are also the only person with constant access to the archives where all the plans are kept. Plans that are now missing. That being said, the person who killed Lev covered their tracks well. It could have been anyone. That's why I'm reviewing all the evidence. Which brings us to Galen. Good doctor everyone trusts. I'm blushing already. It's not an exaggeration to say that when you give advice, people follow it to the letter. They answer all your questions without examining your motives. What can I say? I'm a people person. Unless being a doctor is a crime, you should focus on the real dirt. Do you have any? When you think of a killer, you usually imagine someone wielding a weapon. However, a doctor knows more ways to disrupt and shut down the body than any warrior could. As an herbalist, Galen had both the knowledge and the resources necessary to produce poisons. Finally, his profession gives him the perfect cover. Nobody would normally suspect a doctor was harming others intentionally. You may be wrong. I can feel the killer urges building up as we speak. No matter how many jokes you throw at her, Yanni does have a point. What she doesn't have, however, is proof. Wild speculation is fine by me. Just get this over with. Sure, who said justice needs to win? As for Sem, we know he allowed his dogs to bite Lev that night. Does anyone here doubt that he's in full control of his pack? Not only did he cause injuries, but he saw Lev in very bad shape, contributed to it, and then left his friend with no help whatsoever. Clearly you've taken it upon yourself to smear the most respectable people in the city. The doctor, the banker, and the animal-loving man whose inner peace borders on catatonia. Right, Sem? That's pretty cruel, Galen. Not gonna lie. Wait, does he even know that? Sem may seem harmless, but he does have a gruesome past. This is why I don't trust people. I'm not going to go into details, but we know for a fact that Sem is capable of murder and betrayal. Okay, I mean, those are the most incriminating details you could have mentioned. But sure, thanks for sparing the other ones, I guess. This is quite dramatic, and much more entertaining than I expected. Now please, reveal the winner before the suspense kills us. Unless you have more observations you'd like to share? Spirits, no more stories. Who did it? It's impossible to be sure, given the circumstances. But all you want is a verdict, so here it is. Who do we sentence, chat? Who is it? This is probably the most important choice in the entire game. Istvan seems like the most obvious suspect. Which, you always know that the most obvious suspect is not the correct suspect, right? Like, we know that. Galen, of course, she does make a good point. Galen is a magician who apparently can read minds and can make poison, right? And Sem obviously is a past criminal, has a pack of dogs that attacked him, left him for dead, basically. This music isn't making it easier either. Chat, I need an opinion. Please, don't leave me hanging. The pressure is killing me. I feel Yanni's pain. don't know. I just don't know. Alright, let's consider what happens if we sentence any given person. If we sentence Istvan, we pretty much die. Basically. Like, we're going to die. So one way or another. Well, actually, Yanni's the member of the whatever it is, the foundation or the faculty, who seems pretty important in this universe. So maybe she'd have the protection that she needs. If we sentence Galen, we're, well, he won't be very happy about it, I guess. And we'll lose the doctor and the magician. If something happens to somebody because it wasn't Galen, then we don't have any healers. And that would be bad. If we sentence Sem, nothing really bad happens, actually, to us. And everybody would be pretty happy about it, I think. I don't think anybody would really bat an eye. Plus, everybody would be happy with Istvan gone. How about we review the information we have? That might not be a bad idea. So what we need, chat, is a motive. We need a method. Oh, what there? I remember there's like three. There's like three things you need for a crime. You need a motive. You need like a murder weapon. You know? And I guess you need the opportunity. Right? So let's see. Galen. He's officially a doctor. But he's also a magician. His job here was to investigate the magical side of the deterioration of the dome. He treated Lev moments before Lev vanished, which is suspicious. Laura claims he saw death in Galen's destiny. Now, that was from a tarot reading, I believe. And that could mean anything. I mean, that's really vague. That could just mean that he would come across the dead body. And not that he was going to kill anybody. But we know that magic is a thing. So nothing to say that, you know, tarot isn't a thing either. We saved the poison. Galen gave dogs an herbal remedy to calm them down, which could have had an adverse effect and made them not calm. That's possible. Istvan's guards saw Galen following Lev the night the latter disappeared. Now, we know that that's because he thought Lev was suspicious. Which he was. Galen claims he gave Lev a powerful healing agent with intoxicating side effects. Which is bad, obviously. You know, Lev wasn't in his right mind. Easily, probably, like... what is the word? Impressionable? Or suggestible. And Galen is sure someone is masking the location of the control chamber with magic. which the only magic users we know are himself, I guess Yokone might know magic, and Istvan, maybe he might know magic, and possibly Laura. I don't think Sem knows any magic. So what's his motive? His motive could be, why would he be sabotaging the dome? Because that goes against what his entire mission is for, right? Or I guess we're here about the murder. What is his motivation to kill Lev? I mean, he does have a vested interest in keeping the secret of Kala hidden. That's one thing. That could be a motive. I don't think it's a very strong motive, but it's a motive nonetheless. Plus, he was highly involved in searching, well, he was searching for Lev so that maybe he couldn't actually find it. But the thing is, Galen's essentially a player character. So it's like, if he did anything, wouldn't we have been there for it? I mean, I guess not, because Yanni's the other player character. I guess that's why there are two. So, possible motive, he didn't want him to go in there. He had an opportunity, he got close to him, and he very well could have just given him some sort of drug that, like, killed him when he got there, right? Istvan. Retired banker, but's in charge of everything. He is obsessed with astronomy. Oddly obsessed nowadays. He wanted it done as quickly as possible. He wanted this investigation as slapdash and quick as possible, which is suspicious. He doesn't want a wrong verdict, which is something to keep in mind. He knew from the very start that Galen's mission was to check on the city's systems. Which implies that he knows a lot more than he lets on about the city and the workings of the city. The trap notes were written on his stationery. Istvan threatened to get rid of Lev in the past if Slava is to be trusted, obviously. And Istvan might be going crazy. Maybe he wanted to find the secret of Kala before Lev did? Sem. Hermit who likes dogs. Sem and Lev were good friends, apparently. He was the last person to see him. Well, actually, hold on. What is his motive? His motive? Either A, insanity. B, he wasn't jealous of Lev, but he didn't think Lev was good to have around for Slava. So that's possible. Maybe he didn't want him finding Kala. There are probably numerous ways he could have gotten rid of somebody in secret. And given his knowledge of the city and his access to the plans of the city, he could probably sleuth around anywhere he wanted. Let's see. Sem did not like how Lev loosened the dog's discipline. Sem's dogs were howling the night Lev vanished. They're afraid of something. Yokone claimed Lev attacked her just after being barely provoked. Sem has a reputation as a dangerous criminal. Before he came, he was a thief. A good one, too. Lev has annoyed the dogs enough for them to bite him as a warning. Sem holds a deep grudge against Isfan and the families for killing his friends and wife. When caught, Sem gave up all his friends and family. The families killed them, but left Sem alive. Motive? He doesn't really have that strong of a motive. I mean, his dogs were annoyed by him, and he likes his dogs a lot. But, I mean, that's just not very strong. And the opportunity and, like, murder weapon aren't very solid either. I mean, his dogs obviously were biting him soon before he died. Can Lev tell us anything? He came to Galen beaten up, mumbled something about Kala. Slava blames Lev's obsession with Kala for his disappearance. The night Lev went missing, he was caught trespassing and beaten up by Istvan's guard. Lev asked Yokone to teach him her tribe's rituals, but she told him they're just folk stories. Lev was really coherent, but calmed down when he played with Sem's dogs. Sem's dog smelled something harmful or unpleasant on Lev, possibly a drug. Well, we know why now. We know why that is. He had intoxicating healing potion or whatever. In his journal, Lev refers to I as a mentor who helped him. Now here's the thought. I could be an L. That could just as well be an L. You know, given the handwriting. A lowercase L. I don't know why anybody would write just lowercase L by itself, but it's possible. In that case, the only other person it would be is Laura. But, like, why? What motivation would she have? Well, it says right here that she was interested in the content of Lev's diary. Kasaya found Lev's body almost 3 weeks after he had vanished. Lev had multiple dog bite marks. It's possible Lev died of natural causes. Galen thinks Lev must have performed exhausting rituals. Lev used to lead a quiet life as a scholar. So here's my guess. My guess is that it might not be any of these people. It might be Yokone. It might be Laura, if we're betting it all on the I is actually L theory. And it could be well, I don't know. It could be Nana Gela or whatever her name is. Nana Gaina. Chat, you're being oddly quiet. I need you right now. Please, say something. Are you still there? Sem? Why do you think it's Sem? Or is it just so that... Like, it's like, we don't want to die or anything. And Gallon obviously has a plan. He's set up several traps. So, I think we probably do need him around, right? So I guess between Istvan and Sem, like... Yeah, I mean, we make an enemy of Sem, but... It kind of leaves us at a neutral position, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we need to keep Gallon around. Because he set a trap for Istvan. And he put the poison in the water, which may or may not have worked. So... You know, it's tough, because, like, Sem is probably innocent, but it's the best choice we have for the operation. So, any last words before we click on Sem, or are we solid on this? Because I want to make sure, because this is definitely the most important choice. Well, I'm not seeing any objections in chat, so... Sorry, Sem. This is just how it has to be. Sem is responsible for Lev's death. He bore a grudge against him and finally saw the opportunity to act on it. What? I'm sorry, Sem. Lev had already been beaten up by Istvan's men and weakened by a potent medication. Who would pay attention to some bite marks? What about the city? Did I destroy it too? This is your prison, isn't it? And it was Istvan's verdict that got your family killed. I don't know how you did it, but I'd say that's a strong motive. You know it's not true. Are you sure it was Sem, Yanni? Can I really? Oh, come on. Why are you asking me this? Are you sure it's Sem? What do I do? What happens if I say no? Do I have to choose again? Like, what? You're really doing this to me, game? I just spent like 30 minutes trying to make the last decision. Can we really do this? I mean, we're not sure. Are you sure? No. No, I'm not. It's impossible to be sure given the circumstances, but all you want is a verdict, so here it is. Oh. So it gives you an option to turn back. Okay, so is he gonna say the same thing? Yeah. For the sake of hearing the other dialogue, I guess I'll go back. Istvan. The person most responsible for Lev's death is Istvan. Wow. Does this mean you consider him the saboteur as well? Istvan wanted to get rid of Lev. Efficient as always, he chose to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and have Lev do some of the dirty work for him. Convinced he was getting closer to Kala, Lev undermined the city that killed it and got killed in the process. Istvan removed Slava's husband from the picture while furthering his revenge. Revenge? For what? He gave his entire life to this city, and we can all see he's not satisfied with the results. Having his power taken away must have felt like an act of ingratitude. Despite what you might think, Istvan did not become passive when he retired. To the contrary, he has put much effort into arcane studies most overlooked as a benign hobby. He also spared no expense in purchasing sophisticated machines and devices. In some aspects, his preoccupation with stargazing mirrors Lev's obsession with Kala. If the city falls, the saboteur dies. Suicidal tendencies do fit in the insanity profile. Unless we're missing something and there's reason for it. My patience is at its end. I'm almost done. It wouldn't be the first time a creator decided to destroy their life's work. I assume Istvan is pursuing his own agenda, regardless of its costs and consequences. Am I gonna be able to go back, game? I mean, I haven't gotten a yes or no option yet. However, hermetic knowledge often carries a promise of happiness that goes beyond the rational. People who believe such tales deem themselves superior. It allows them to clear any doubts and justify their actions with a higher goal. Perhaps erasing a whole city is a necessary sacrifice on Istvan's path towards enlightenment. You speak of things you do not understand. Are you sure this is your final decision? Okay. So we do get a choice. So let's see what Galen has to say. Galen caused Lev's death. It's not that he tried to treat him and failed. He tried to harm him and succeeded. I don't believe this. I thought we were allies. Why would he do that? I don't know. Just as I don't know what his real goals are. But he is best equipped to sabotage the city and kill whoever stands in his way. Galen is an islander. They've always been secretive about their plans. Who knows? Perhaps they decided to destroy their own creation? Are you sure you want to sentence Galen? Seriously, are you? No. Okay. Listen, chat. I know we decided on Sem. But did you hear how much more evidence and like reasoning there was behind Istvan compared to the other two? I feel like the option that the game wants me to pick is Istvan. But it would have dire consequences, right? Okay, so here's the question. Should we continue forward sentencing Sem, or should we embrace justice and sentence Istvan? Sem still? Okay. Weird dog guy, go bye-bye. Listen. Hopefully, if we figure this all out, he goes free. Right? Let's hope so. What? Alright, before we go any further, actually, before we get into more heavy plot stuff, I'm going to BRB. Alright? See you in a minute. We're back. Okay. Are we back? You can hear everything, right? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. What? I'm sorry, Sam. Lev had already been beaten up by Istvan's men and weakened by a potent medication. Who would pay attention to some bite marks? What about the city? Did I destroy it too? This is your prison, isn't it? And it was Istvan's verdict that got your family killed. I don't know why you did it, but I'd say it's a strong motive. You know it's not true. Are you sure it was Sem, Yanni? Yes, I am. I'm sure. Finally! Do your job, Captain. We'll have to arrange for someone else to take care of the dogs from now on. Let's go, Sam. How could you? Is this what I get for finally trusting someone? Please, believe that this is best for everyone. Except for me. Chapter 4. Revelations. This is where we discovered that we were wrong the whole time. Where are we? I never came up with a voice for Nanagid. Enough dreaming, boy. You have some explaining to do. Nanagid. I wish you'd come sooner. You must be mad about the trial. And other things. I'm so sorry for being part of the charade. Don't be silly, child. This city has always been corrupt beyond repair. Do you really think I expect you to rebel against it? Wait, what's happening right now? Are we in, like, her mind? What's going on? Or are we in Galen's mind? Nanagid. I wish you'd come sooner. I wish you'd come sooner. You must be mad about the trial. And other things. I'm so sorry for being part of this charade. What do you mean by that? Charade? Do you know something? Don't be silly, child. This city has always been corrupt beyond repair. Do you really think I expect you to rebel against it? But you're not happy with me, Nana, I can tell. You got yourself into quite a mess and pulled through by the skin of your teeth. You're right. I've been over it 1,000 times. I acted recklessly. Oh, I guess this is the end of the... Is this the end of the game? Is this the epilogue? Like, is Galen leaving right now? I guess he's leaving the city. Right? Your decision was rational but risky. You noticed the danger that Lev posed and acted accordingly, if not very elegantly. In other words, you were sloppy, Galen. Galen did kill Lev. Damn. Yes, Nana. I'm so sorry. Don't be. It changes nothing. Just learn a lesson from your mistake. What matters right now is that, together with Yanni, you have the chance to save both systems. It won't be easy, of course. You'll need to use all your talents to survive what's coming. I've vowed to help people in need, and I intend to respect that oath. I can't fail now. There's too much at stake. Ah, yes, your vows. I always find it strange that people see oaths as beautiful displays of virtue and fail to notice their pragmatic dimension. Some smart man or woman invented the first oath for a very simple reason: to make those who took it try harder. If you find your duty motivating, go ahead and fulfill your vows. Spirits. I forget how easily you can see right through me. Real pity you can't be here with me. This adventure turned out to be more than I bargained for. You had a first taste, but the worst is still to come. Solstice draws near. You can feel it, can't you? Yes. It feels cold and heavy, like a cloud brimming with thunder, but without a drop of rain. It doesn't feel right. There's a lot of energy around, but it doesn't make me feel stronger. Quite the opposite. In fact, I'd appreciate some advice here. I wish I had any, but this is as alien to me as it is to you. Only the Northerners understand these things. These are wild. Wild what? Nana? By the waters! Kala. Spirits protect me! Gallon! Get a grip, boy! It was Lev. How did he? Looks like your past has caught up to you. Some ugly curses are at work in this city. But was that Lev's actual spirit or just a phantom? So much suffering permeates the waters that they nearly have a will of their own. You'll have to confront them, but you must control your heart and mind. What you just saw could have been a dead man's apparition, or a figment of your own imagination. There is no way of knowing for sure. Whichever is the case, I should be the one who's in control. You are prepared for this. Your affinity for water, knowledge of herbs and potions, the ability to read people. These are all precious tools. Use them. Let go of guilt. That's what lured the Spectre here. Your mind must be a fortress. And remember that Yanni can do things you can't. You complement each other, but only if you cooperate. You're a Geed. Get out there and make me proud. Now wake up! Alright, big revelation there. So Gallon is the one who killed Lev. I suppose in hindsight, I guess it does make sense. He had access to him, easy access to kill him, you know. He knew where that chamber was. He didn't want them meddling with magic. Makes sense, but you know, probably for the best that we sent in Sem anyway. I can let you in, but I'm not sure he'll want to talk to you. Please. He's here because of me. I owe him an explanation at the very least. So you don't actually think he's guilty? Allow me to congratulate you on becoming a true citizen then. Didn't take that long. You didn't seem to have any problem arresting him. Why didn't you speak up if you had doubts? I don't think justice needs another martyr. My role here is to do what Istvan and his lackeys order. Then stick to it. Now please, let me speak to Sem. In private? There's a moth in my room. That's annoying. So be it. I'll be right outside, Sem. If you want me to throw her out, just let me know. Why, Yanni? I had to talk to you. I know this isn't a pleasant situation for you to be in, but no. Why did you do it? I had no choice. Sem, I'm sorry. How does that make this right? You know I didn't do it. Yes, but no excuses. Why did you sentence me? I could have pointed at Isfan, but you know how that would have ended. And without me, there'd be no one to repair the system. How noble of you. Would you listen? I had to remain free so I could save the city and everyone in it. The same goes for Galen. I can't deal with magic alone. You were the only option that gave us any chance of surviving Solstice. You could have blamed anyone. Laura, for one, could use some time away from Istvan. Or Constance. She would have been well treated. No one would have believed me. You saw Lev that night. You had the opportunity and the reputation. So you stand by your choice. I'm sorry, Sem, but there was no other way. Ha! For a moment, I thought you believed what you were saying. Glad that's not the case. Your conscience will eat away at you. Now leave. Sem, Kasaya! Please, get her out of here. Gladly. For a blissful moment, all were convinced order was restored. With the evil deed punished, I had time to make basic repairs. The system was more or less stable for the time being. Well, we still don't know who the saboteur is, do we? Yet more than a week passed, and I made no progress in my investigation. The saboteur was careful not to leave me any more clues. My magical friend offered little help, being more interested in his shrubs and herbs than in our mission. He wasted days performing dozens of dubious rituals before fully admitting defeat. To make it worse, Istvan was getting more paranoid by the day. I began to fear for my own safety. Ignorance as to my predecessor's fate did little to put me at ease. Then someone disrupted the flow to the point that the dome weakened. For the first time in centuries, city inhabitants experienced snowfall. I was painfully aware that no one would help me prevent whatever scheme the saboteur had planned for Solstice. All I could do was search the city inch by inch. In the end, I'm glad I didn't lock you up. I definitely wouldn't want to deal with this by myself. I love you too. Could you do something about these lights, though? They're killing my eyes. They've switched to emergency mode. I'll see if I can, but don't get your hopes up. Did you notice the snow? If you don't restore the dome, flickering lights will be the last of our problems. BRB? Okay, good luck. I wish I could. I can try another crazy ritual later, but right now, there's something else I'd like to do. You know how I can sense Lev's presence in here? This could be of use to us. Oh. I need a Lev voice. Yes, let's bother the dead a day before Solstice. What a marvelous idea. We're not going to bother the dead. I wouldn't call it bothering. A friendly chat, maybe. Exchanging gossip. A couple of jokes. It's not like they're busy with fading from this world and all. I always have time for the good doctor. We have a score to settle after all. Don't touch him! What? He's the one who wants to talk to me. All I intend to do is grant him his wish. I doubt that's all. I don't trust... Wait, Yanni can see him? Yanni, who are you talking to? No one. No one else can hear me. You're crazy. You're seeing things. My vengeful intentions are just a figment of your imagination. Interesting, isn't it? Solstice is a day away, and we're in a place of recent death, and you're talking to a wall. Tell me what you're seeing. Stop bothering me. I'm fine. Are you sure? Yes, entirely sure. Oh, just go do your thing and let me focus on the system. If you say so. I'll just be around the corner if you need me.
You didn't want to share me with a good doctor?
What are you?
I could be Lev's spirit, having gained strength from the nearing solstice, or I could be some other presence, intent on messing with your mind.
I doubt that. There are far better targets for a power-hungry apparition.
Admitting you're too weak for the saboteur to bother with is bold. I will give you that. There are other possibilities, though. Did you notice that we speak alike? Perhaps I am you. Perhaps Solstice is tomorrow, and you weren't strong enough to endure its influence.
I don't think that's the case.
Of course, you're unflappable, stronger than the rest of us, well above normal humans. I used to believe that too, you know. I was certain I could take anything in the name of my research.
Look, I've had my share of grief in life. I've managed to endure it all so far. One city with peculiar weather phenomena won't kill me.
I'll be waiting for you here in case it does. Just like it brought down your predecessor and me.
In case you are really Lev, I want you to know that I did all I could to find out who harmed you. I'm still trying.
That's lovely, really. But I didn't even care about my life when I was living it. Why would I now?
Very well, then. We'll speak about things that concern me.
If you say so.
What would I like to know from Lev? What should we ask, chat? I don't know if Cap is back. But... you know what? This would be a great time to try a straw poll. What do you think? Now, I know that last time it didn't work. But I didn't use strawpoll.com. I used, like, strawpoll.me, I think. Which one? Let's see. What are the options? Kala or guide? Okay. So, how do I share this? Can I just copy link? Okay. And paste. What the heck? Paste. Control C. Control V. There we go. Try that, chat. So, I wonder if this will work. I also don't know if the two other people in chat right now are actually, like, here in chat, like, watching. But if you are, I haven't seen any votes come through yet. do I have to vote myself or no? Does anybody know how straw poll works? I'll give it another minute, I guess. It's getting a little warm in here. So, how's everybody? Hope everybody's having a good week. You know, we're at the midpoint, Wednesday. Not the most exciting day for most people, but, you know, I hope all is well. Okay. Well, 3 minutes have passed, and we have no votes, so I'll just go ahead and choose. I hope you don't mind. So I think right now the most important thing to figure out is who guided Lev. Listen, you couldn't have caused so much damage by yourself. Someone had to have guided you. Was it Istvan or Galen?
Why would I tell you anything about that?
If your companion succeeds, none of us will survive the true winter. Not even Slava.
Slava? The minute I became unstable, she turned to the next man. I look forward to her demise. At least my teacher was honest, cold and relentless when it came to our goal, true, obsessed to the point of insanity. But when I saw the passion in those eyes, it made up for all the harshness. The bond between teacher and student is deeper than you can imagine.
As if. I was raised by teachers. They don't care about you. You're just a task that must be dealt with.
This was different. What we shared was trust, perhaps even love in its purest form. We shared our deepest desires. You couldn't possibly understand it. My teacher showed me more about Kala rituals than I could have ever imagined.
I almost envy you in a way. One of my supervisors once told me that close attachment hinders learning. We had a rotation system. No teacher would stay with you longer than 1 year. That way, our only true attachment was to the faculty. I can see the wisdom of that. Feelings make you easy to manipulate. Okay.
My teacher understood that Kala and the power of Solstice could end the misery of everyone in this city. We helped each other.
No. Instead of searching for Kala, you supported the city's destruction. Tell me who your teacher is so I can prove it.
Right. Because I trust you over the only person who ever showed me compassion. Over someone I love.
You're wasting my time. Time that I don't have. I think I'll just ignore you, so you might as well leave. Or vanish.
You can't afford to ignore me. After all, I could hold valuable information.
This access pool has very limited options. I could attempt redirecting the flow and unlocking basic functions, but it would disrupt the system somewhat. Though I suppose this is as disrupted as it gets.
I died here, you know, right at that pool. Wouldn't you like to know how it happened?
The system is voice activated, so I should probably try opening the commands first. Grant access. Faculty control. It's no use.
Face it, you're helpless. You need all the help you can get, and here I am, just waiting for you to change your mind.
I could try entering sequences by hand until I find the correct one, but that could take weeks. The system resets every hour.
You're all alone in this. Nobody will care if you die here.
I think this is my only option for now. Slim chances are better than none. Let's begin. One.
Even now that you're gone, nobody misses you. You're not even valuable as a faculty tool.
Let's try the next combination.
Nobody gives you a thought in your absence. You're nothing.
And another.
Fine! I'll leave you alone for the time being.
And another. Huh! It started? In all probability, this shouldn't have happened, but it did. Get a grip, Yanni. You only have one shot at this. The system will reset in a matter of minutes, and this access point is limited. Are you telling me that the password was like 1113? I can try to locate the main control chamber through the flow. I could do the rest from there if it works. Or I could set a trap for the saboteur and let the system overload locally. Then it'll harm the next person to use the main control chamber. Locate the main control chamber through the flow. Or set a trap. Hold on, chat. Let me take care of this moth right quick. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh well. Well. Setting a trap could easily backfire if somebody that isn't the saboteur uses it. I think it's probably more efficient to just locate the chamber. With main control chamber access, I can repair everything and prevent tomorrow's disaster. This is the obvious choice. I only have a brief moment to correctly differentiate pressure levels. Chances. I've done such operations hundreds of times, and now I'm anxious like a novice. The pressure's changing. I can begin to approximate as soon as the flow speeds up. Why won't it go faster? The main control chamber is not on the outskirts. That I could have guessed myself. Not in the family's district either. Somewhere close to the marketplace. In the marketplace. Okay. But no. No, that can't be it. Bloody odds. I was so close. I've damaged the only access pool we have without gaining access to another. Galen! What's going on? Did you turn the earthquake machine on by accident or something? I found out the main control chamber is somewhere close to the marketplace. We need to search that area again. We've done that twice already. I have a better idea. I'm going to commune with Lev's spirit. You mean that literally, don't you? People in the Isles believe the world is full of spirits, though having a chat with them doesn't make you the sanest person. We have a ritual for that sort of thing, but you have to be either very good or very desperate to even try it. And which category do you belong to? All I'm saying is that whatever it is you think you're seeing, you should be careful. Just be your usual skeptical self. Thank you, oh vague one. I'm fairly certain most of the things you're talking about do not exist. I'll be fine. Suit yourself. If you'll excuse me, I need to be alone for this. Spirits. I should have tried this a long time ago, even if it's one of the most morbid ideas I've ever had. The potion should work just fine, given how close Solstice is, but who knows? I know you're here. Why don't you show yourself, friend? I may need your help. Whoa! If you're gonna play that tormented soul trick on me again, I will punch you! As far as I'm concerned, you're nothing more than a figment of my imagination. And it just so happens my figments are all friendly and likable. So no funny business, right, old chap?
Bloody islanders.
You can vent your frustration later. Now, I need you to focus and answer a few questions. I want you to give me the location of the main control chamber and explain how you opened the hidden entrance to this place. Who has been helping you?
That is not how it works, chap. I'm not your personal informer. Besides, how do you expect a figment to tell you things yourself you don't know? Or do you think I'm the actual ghost of a dead man?
It really doesn't make much of a difference, does it? My people have been using visions like this for ages. I honestly don't care how it all works. Whatever. Whoever you are, I need to get answers before we all die.
Living things fear dying. I remember being afraid too. The truth is, being dead isn't all that bad.
I feel much better now that my mind is no longer...
Oh, I feel much better now that my mind is no longer subdued by Kala. That cursed thing consumed my life. I became an instrument of someone else's revenge. Who knows? Maybe it was even justified. But it's gone now. I'm finally free! It might not be so simple. You died in a place brimming with power, right next to the waters, probably not thinking happy thoughts. There's a chance you're going to be stuck here for some time. The Jewel of the North, they call it. Arrogant fools! Do you know what the city really is? It's hell. Inhabited by desperate souls who sought refuge, but found prison. I'm no longer one of them. No, I'm just a phantom you conjured to learn things you hid from yourself.
Nana always says our minds are wiser than we realize. We often learn things without even noticing them.
Indeed. There is much you have buried, but be warned. It may not be what you expect.
Ask yourself, do you really want to hear it? As a friendly figment, I owe you that much. Quit stalling. I don't have time for a pointless back and forth with an apparition.
Fine. Learn your secret.
Spirits. What kind of doctor administers poison to his patient?
What kind of person murders someone who came seeking their help?
No. I did what I had to do to save everyone.
Spare me the lies you've been telling yourself. You have broken your vows. You are a murderer.
It was not a mistake. It was the only way. I had no choice. Sometimes a limb has to be cut off for the patient to survive. This was no different.
Is that what I was? A sick organ you removed?
You were a dangerous man, Lev. A clueless puppet in the hands of a maniac. Your obsession turned you into a destructive tool. If I regret anything, it's underestimating your knowledge of the city. Even disoriented and beaten up, you still managed to sneak past the guards and disappear from my sight. If I hadn't lost you back then, I'd have given you the antidote and learned of your true motives much sooner. Oh, it was an error?
You act so bold and self-assured, young man. You're a coward who prefers to remain comfortable and ignorant.
See, Lev, this is where you're wrong. You're one of those people who are always looking upwards, seeking arcane explanations for mundane things. You needed Kala to justify your sad fall. That's the easy way. I have no crutch to support my decisions, save my own judgment. I have to deal with the consequences, whatever they may be, and I assure you that it is not comfortable at all.
You act strong, but you're not half as tough as your teacher.
If I'm ever half as tough as she is, that'll be plenty. But enough of this. I understand now that you can't help me. You don't need help.
You can do everything on your own, remember?
Damn right I can. It's time for you to vanish into oblivion. Goodbye, Lev. It's over. That wasn't what I expected. I can see now why people who do this kind of thing usually end up mumbling to themselves. It wasn't a complete waste of time, though. I would have had to deal with Lev sooner or later. At least I had a chance to clear my head. Ha! And I completely forgot to ask him about Kala. Now I'll never know. Who am I kidding? Another crazy idea down the drain. I wish I could just go back home. You're back? You missed a lot. I'm gonna be honest. So, here's what you missed, basically. Yanni can see the spirit of Lev and can hear him speaking to her. And she went and had a private chat with him and decided that he didn't have anything important to say to her, so she ignored him, and through blind luck was able to access the control panel that's in this room, and we were able to locate the approximate position of the main control room, which is somewhere underneath the marketplace. But the control panel shut off for some reason before we could find the exact position. So she asked Galen to help and tried to do some rituals, but they didn't work. So he decided that he would summon Lev himself to talk to him, to try to get answers. But all Lev was interested in doing was guilt-tripping Galen, telling him, like, you know, you're a horrible person. Actually, can I go back to see the conversation? No, I can't. So Galen talked to Lev just now before he got back, Cap, and he tried to get some answers about what was going on, who his teacher was, but again, he wouldn't budge. Lev was like, you know, I'm free now. Kala took over my life. You know, he basically thinks that destroying the city is the best thing to do still. And seeing that Lev was not helpful, Galen unsummoned him, I guess. And now here we are. Actually, Right. So, we also did discover that Galen killed Lev by way of poisoning him when they first met, when he came to him for medicine. Honestly, the best thing that could happen to the town, what, it blowing up? Perhaps. Who am I kidding? Another crazy idea down the drain. I wish I could just go back home. No. We can't give up yet. There's still one thing left to investigate. Okay. So, with that, it's 8 o'clock, and now is a good time to save the game. And quit. Because we're done. That's the stream for tonight, fellas. Fellas and fellettes. I think today was a pretty good stream, if I do say so myself. Felt a lot better about this one than the last one. I'll be real about that, at least. A lot of crazy revelations in this stream. We're definitely in the third act, I guess. My guess is that there's probably 5 or 6 chapters in this game. So, yeah, there's probably at least a couple of streams left in this game. So, that's the stream for tonight. Thank you, anybody who chose to stick around and watch or listen. I appreciate your support. I'll be back Friday with more Solstice. That'll be a 3-hour Solstice stream. So if you're engaged with this story, I encourage you to come on by and hang out. But until then, I guess this is goodbye. Have a good evening. Have a great Thursday. And I'll see y'all around. Alrighty. Goodbye, everybody.